everyone. Thank you for tuning into Fire Chicken Review. Wow, it has been some time. And basically, what's been going on is I've been busy with a toddler at home, enjoying life with the family, enjoying playing board games and card games with friends and family. And I just haven't had as much chance to do videos because the motivation to spend the time to do a video versus playing my favorite card games and board games, especially with the limited amount of time sometimes when you have a toddler like myself and my spouse. Um, it's just a little bit hard. So that's why I've been off for a while, but super excited, as you can tell by the title of this video. Uh, yeah, I had a chance to get my likeness put on a card for Keyforge, and that's what I want to dive right into. This picture is just a silly picture to introduce. So this is Gentleman's Tea. I love this. I have it as a shirt. So let's talk about Keyforge. You probably have seen a video that I've done with a friend of mine, Jupiter, over on his channel, where I dig into. This is my team logo. I absolutely love this, and mixes in a few different things of being Canadian. That's why it's called the A team. The AE that you see represents Amber within the Keyforge, and it being on his chain. Absolutely think it's hilarious, and it's just something I need to get shirts made. I do have a Canadian team, and for whatever reason, even though we've been playing together for a while, we haven't got the shirts. We're cheap for some reason. But let's dive into it from here. Let's talk about a little bit of a background. So during Ghost Galaxy's second campaign for Grim Reminders, they had their highest tier pledge, which said you can have your likeness put into Keyforge. So there was 10 pledge sorry, there was 10 limited to 10 people, and I was lucky that it was like on a Thursday. I happened to be working from home that day around 11 o'clock, and so I went on right away, and I saw this pledge. No one knew about it, by the way. So none of the players knew that this pledge was coming out. Saw this pledge, and I instantly backed it. I was like, this sounds crazy. I gotta try it. And the beauty of these pledges on crowdfunding is that you don't pay into the end of the campaign. And the campaign was going to go on for about a month. So, of course, it was a significant amount of money. I have another video where I think I talk about that campaign. And I basically said, am I crazy for spending this ludicrous amount of money? And the big thing, at least within my household, this was a big expense, and even though I could afford to pay for it, I of course talked to my wife about it and said, hey, here's the scenario, and this is why I'm married to my spouse. Without a doubt, she said, you gotta take the pledge. Don't worry about the cost. You love this game. You've been playing it since day one, and you won't stop talking about it. You gotta go ahead and keep the pledge. So without that's what I did. I kept my pledge because I had some reasonable doubt because it was a significant amount, like I mentioned. But with my wife's blessing, loving the game, I ended up keeping it. There's a little bit of a side story to that. If you ever meet me in person, I was basically offered to sell my pledge at a significant amount of money. It was not chump change. And because of my love for Keyforge, I said, absolutely not. I gotta get my likeness in. And that one hurt a little bit, just because it was a lot of money. But that just wanted to put that in because I was like, I cared more about having my likeness in than getting like selling it off type of thing, right? So those pledges, by the way, sold out in like half an hour for the Grim Reminders campaign. Super lucky that both me and another local were able to get it because we both happened to be working from home that day. And again, no one knew about this, so that it sold out half an hour. The next campaign, Amber Skies, which I'll have a link into below, that one sold out in under 2 minutes for this limited 10 pledge. So they decided to do it again, and it sold out in under 2 minutes. That's how excited some of the people and groups were. There was actually a technical issue I heard where people weren't able to like pledge right away. I think they were able to do it within like after 5 minutes. So there was probably some frantic clicking. I do know one of the huge Keyforge community members that she was super excited that she was able to get in on that one. So I'm excited for her to see her art. And I've seen a few of the other people's arts that have already pledged, like myself during the Grim Reminders, like I mentioned, and the art looks fantastic. So you've heard me ramble. Let's just jump right into it. This is the piece of art, and wow, I actually was driving to a board game night yesterday, and a colleague messaged me on Discord and was like, "Hey, did you get your piece of art?" And my phone's going off the hook. Like a few people are messaging me, and I was like, "Okay, what's going on?" So I stopped and I was like, "My piece of art." And turns out I got a email saying that, "Hey, here's your digital piece of art. We're going to be sending you out your actual, because they're going to send it out like basically on the canvas, and they'll have it framed." But they wanted to give me the digital piece of art because I reached out to Ghost Galaxy and I said, "Hey, as a content creator, and basically as someone that's excited that their likeness is going to be put on the card, I was wondering if I could get it to obviously make a video like this." And yeah, so they went and they said, "Here you go," and I couldn't be happier. I'm just gonna tell you right now, I love this piece of art, and it's going to be in the newest set, Amber Skies. And I requested specifically to be in the new house, Skyborn. I'm 110%. I'm in the new house. As you can see, I'm looking like a sky pirate here. And for those who don't know me, if you see some of my other videos, you're going to see that the likeness of the face, this looks like me. I couldn't be happier with it actually. That was the one main thing, was I wanted to actually look like me. I won't show the images I sent in, but basically I was asked to send in a little bit of a blurb and to basically send three pictures of myself with a close up of the face. And I think this actually captured my likeness. I can't wait to have this framed on my wall. So I want to talk about as well basically what I sent them. So I'm going to dive into that for those that might be interested. So my request was, I said, "Hey, I want to be House Skyborn. I want to be human," because you could actually choose to be. You'll see that one of the pictures I saw was someone decided to be in House Logos is a cyborg, so they have a cybernetic arm. But still humanoid. But you could choose not to be humanoid. I'm curious to see if anyone chose that. And I went on and said, "Hey, I basically want to be my height, my age, my weight." Um, and I said, detailed requests. I basically want to be a pirate in the House Skyborn. And I gave them a few ideas. I went to like the nitty gritty. I probably gave them more information because they wanted to keep it brief. I said, "Hey, I love this game. I got to give you information." So my idea, one that I had basically was that I said I want to have uh, pretty long afro hair, because that's my hair right now. I've been growing it out because I've been able to. So I want to have long afro hair, and I said it'd be pretty cool, maybe having it long afro hair, or my option B that I said was I want to have it kind of like crazy braids, like I said, the rapper Coolio, to date myself, with the idea for my other concept that for those that know, like Blackbeard, I wanted to basically have braided cornrows with like potentially amber in the hair. So two different wild ideas there. And then I said, around my neck, I want to have a bunch of chains. And if you go back to the other picture I have here, the reason why I said I wanted to have a bunch of chains around my neck is because it represents my team logo, represents that whole Mr. T aspect. And for those that play Keyforge, chains are a part of the game, usually when you get to do a stronger game mechanic. So I said I want to have some chains around my neck, and I think the artist obliged. Um, and it just looks awesome. I love the chains, by the way, that you see here. So I have like a couple of chains around my neck here, different colors. I love that. Like, for whatever reason, I decide that I'm hoarding. I'm stealing chains, and I'll get more into the detail of what I said. But like, I got chains coming out of everywhere. So it's a little bit of silliness that I love quite a bit. These pouches having extra chains. I may have to cosplay as myself as this character from Keyforge. Uh, and then I said I gave them some poses. So some of the poses that I said, and they basically went with my option one. I said I want to be looking over the edge of a ship for my next mark. And I think they captured that right away, right? So I said, hey, I want to be looking over the edge of the ship. I'm clearly on the top of the mast here, holding on to this line, which is what we call ropes, because I forgot to mention I've been a sailor myself for 15 plus years. That's why I was so excited to be in a house that was all about pirates and merchantmen and whatnot. And so, yeah, my option one was looking over the edge of a ship for my next mark, or I said I wanted to be starting a cannon. Like firing off a cannon. Basically, a bunch of different poses that represent the stuff. But overall, they captured me looking for my next mark. They captured me being basically a humanoid pirate, looking kind of not steampunk-ish, but let me know in the comments what you would call it. But like this all very much feels in theme, looks like me. The hair's a little bit crazy. Like if you look at this hair, this afro hair, I love it. My hair is probably this big right now. The facial expression really captures me. My spouse would say this is my Joker smile. Love the chains. Love the goggles. I just love this image all together. And this is by a artist named Joe P. If I get a chance, I'm gonna see if I can find his link his website. That way I can give him the proper props, and I'll probably be able to get that information a little bit later on. So if you're watching this video at first, it may not have it. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of this piece of art. Um, Obviously, I'm extremely biased because this is my likeness, so it's a very personal aspect. But I'm super excited that for one of my favorite, if not my favorite card game of all time, because I've played Keyforge countless amount of times, like hundreds upon hundreds of times. My spouse has played it with me. My son has a bunch of like the plushies. Um, so he loves playing with those things. So Keyforge is in my blood, and now my likeness is within the game. So this was just a little short video of me blabbering on about this piece of art with my likeness, with my Joker smile, as my wife calls it. Me looking for the next mark. Uh, I couldn't be more excited. I think they hit on the mark. I really appreciate Ghost Galaxy taking the time and doing this. This is a little bit of a community outreach aspect of saying, hey, we want to do something for the fans. Of course, there's a little bit of a cost for it, but the overall cost, in my opinion, if for those who could afford it, though expensive, I think to have your likeness put on the card, it basically was around 500 US dollars. I actually think this is on the cheaper end. Uh, they could have charged even more, and people probably would have spent more. I think they charged a reasonable amount because I've seen different games charge to have your likeness put in the games, usually as like a super fan aspect. And I couldn't be any more excited. And again, I'm not only am I getting the art, but I'm going to get a framed picture that I probably will post about on my socials once it comes in. So anyhow, that's enough of me blabbering. Let me know what you think of the art. Are you going to be backing the Amber Skies campaign? Have you played or ever heard of Keyforge? And should I start doing some more videos? Is the question. The answer to all those is yes. So that's it for now. I'll talk to you later. Bye now.